All right, thank you, Pete. And from the outside, we now head back inside and check in with meteorologist TJ Del Santo. You've been talking all week long, TJ, that there will be a point where the snow will change over to sleet and then even some rain. Where's that line right now?
It's moving along the southern part of the state right now, Patrick. We're seeing some sleet, even just a plain old rain and freezing rain along the immediate south shore. Let's take a look at the snowfall totals so far. First of all, here's Route 44 at the interstate of 295. You can see traffic is moving, but the roads are snow covered. Allow yourself a lot of extra room in between you and the person in front of you so you can give yourself a little extra stopping room, and be especially careful on those on and off ramps. Best bet, if you can stay home today, that'd be a good thing to do. Let's get a look at the snowfall report so far. West Greenwich, the jackpot, 4.5 inches. East Providence just got another report in. Pete Mangione reporting 3.5 inches out there in the weather yard. We got another report from EP of 4.1. Burrowville, 4 inches. You're going to be seeing a lot more throughout the course of the morning and afternoon. Warwick, 3. New Bedford, 2. Providence, so far, 2. That measurement from Warwick was at TF Green Airport. You can kind of make out where the change of precipitation is now on the live Pinpoint Doppler 12 radar. This darker, the separation between the darker and the lighter shade of blue right in here across South County, cutting across Aquidneck Island, Little Compton, Tiverton. We're beginning to see the change of precipitation. First some sleet, and then eventually just a plain old rain developing along the south coast. And where the temperatures are below freezing, we're finding some freezing rain, and pretty much everywhere. And that's 29 in Westerly, 29 Charlestown, Newport. You might be finding a little bit of a rain right now. You've got a temperature of about 28 degrees, so the rain is probably freezing on contact. New Bedford about 29. Out there in the Vineyard, we've got 33 degrees. That's just a plain old rain that they've got out there now. Live city cam picture. The visibility has actually come up a little bit over the last half hour or so. Some slightly lighter snow, but I checked here in East Providence a short time ago, and it was coming down pretty good. You can see the snow extending from Cape Cod all the way back into central Pennsylvania, and you can see the mixture of precipitation off to our south. That's going to continue to work its way inland throughout the course of the morning hours. An area of low pressure will be developing over the coming hours, passing on by to our south and east. What that's going to do is create a bit of wind here in southern New England. That wind with the heavy snow could actually cause some power outages as the snow's weighting down the tree limbs, and that wind gust comes by around maybe 25-30 miles an hour, and that tree limb could snap, leading to some power outages. Something else to consider for later on in the morning and during the early part of the afternoon. That's when some of the strongest wind gusts will occur. Let's take a look at the Futurecast. Here we are at 10 a.m. with that sleet line continuing to advance northward. I don't think it's going to get too much farther than, say, Greenville. I think most of the northern part of the state will be staying in the form of snow, occasionally mixing with sleet. Now, as the colder air works its way back in later in the day, we're going to be seeing any precipitation change over to snow and lighter stuff after about noontime or so. And then throughout the evening hours, we'll be seeing some light snow. All right, let's take a look at the timeline a little bit closer. First of all, 5 to 8 inches in the Providence area throughout the course of this storm. 8 to 10 north and west of 295, 2 to 5 inches near the coastline, and most of that is probably already realized. We're seeing reports of 2 to 4 along the south coast already. The storm timeline, the worst now until about 11 a.m. Snowfall rates of 1 to 2 inches an hour. Visibility will be poor, especially where it's not sleeting and it's not raining, but roads will be snow covered and slick everywhere. Sleet and freezing rain is likely even into the Providence area. A little bit later in the morning, it turns back to snow again later in the afternoon and during the evening. The impacts again: poor travel conditions, isolated power outages, even a little bit of icing could make things slick a little later in the day. We're looking at sunshine for tomorrow, upper 20s to around 30 degrees, still monitoring the potential for a storm Sunday into Monday.